We're here today at Killeen Castle Golf Club in County Meath for our Turf Science Live event here in Ireland.
This is our 6th event in Ireland and our biggest one to date. We have over 120 turfgrass professionals here today.
It's been a great event here so far. A couple of studios out the front there. We did some soil biology, learning what's the latest and greatest technology and science behind all the research and development that ICL are putting into their products. It's been a fantastic experience.
Soil science and soil biology is always an interesting subject, which new things are touched on, and the importance of organic matter in terms of our overseeding programs that we would be employing on the golf course. A better understanding of that in terms of if we're going to do one key thing, it's top dress, not aerate. That's been a real major swing in the last, say, 15 years of the industry, you know. Move away from aeration being the main thing you do every year to top dressing being the main thing you do every year.
Talking to Glenn today, I've known Glenn for a long time, gives you some sort of really good backup. You get really good feedback, and they just really sort of help you along the journey of getting through the worst of it. I've just started the aim with the fungicide models, Acernity, Instrata and Medallion. We're planning on using that, and we've just actually started using the very first part of it now.
Turfgrass is always an ongoing feat. Like climate change, whether we like it or not, is here to stay. The pressures are getting higher and higher. The challenges have reduced, I suppose, inputs into the golf course. So you have to look at, how we slow down grass growth, how we, create density, a canopy. Sean and Fergal gave a really good talk with Mark, the superintendent, and Killeen Castle about trying to get greater grass density, but yet using Primo Max to slow down clipping rates.
Last year I experienced significant challenges with worm control, and with the lack of pesticides now and everything else, the journey we embarked on here was to try and reduce the impact of the worm casting and then share the results with everybody else live on the ground.
There's been loads of really good interaction on the station today. It's worm casting, it's an issue a lot of people in the industry are facing, so it's been really good to have lots of questions and to be able to answer as many of those as we can.
I've always been massively onto education. I think we're a really forward-thinking country in terms of education and development.
The strategies of new innovation products, your fertilisers, foliar products, fungicides. There's so much more goes on behind our industry that people don't realise.
ICL and Syngenta have just been brilliant with us in terms of hosting this thing now. I think I've done this at least 4 times.
If I go back over the years, coming to the Turf Science Live, they've always been something that will just sit in the back of your head. And when you're faced with a sales rep or a problem, even a regulatory problem with the Department of Agriculture or whoever, there's always going to be something that just clicks into place at the right time, and it'll come out at that time.
The ability to mingle and connect with other greenkeepers and turf professionals. I mean, you mightn't see people for all year apart from this event, so it's a great socialising tool for to meet old friends and people and just talk about the problems that you're having.
Great to meet all the other greenkeepers, and at the moment we're all dealing with the same sort of pressures, so being able to sort of offset your issues and problems with some other people in exactly the same boat makes it very easy.
Turf Science Live is always one of the highlights in the Irish calendar year in greenkeeping. It gives an insight into the turfgrass industry.
In Ireland there's only really 2 events. The ATPI run a good seminar in January, and then ICL, of all the companies, are the only ones that I feel really go above and beyond what they need to do, and this event is ideal for that.
We're very proud to be bringing these sports turf education days to Ireland and the professional groundsmen and greenskeepers across the country.
We don't often get an opportunity to bring industry peers with us, from consultancy to trades to golf course superintendents and their staff, and have an open debate about the challenges we're all facing in the current climate.
Biggest challenge we have is members' expectations. We have a very, very private membership. expectations go out through the roof. And no matter how knowledgeable we are, and as greenkeepers, superintendents, I think we're really knowledgeable. Sometimes you don't really get the sort of feedback that you should be looking for. But, you know, when you can come up with the ideas, and especially data, there was some data there this morning about disease. If you can go back with that knowledge, you can actually answer the question. Whether they listen to it or not is another thing.